Hi, this is Dr. Christy DeSapri, founding physician of Bone and Body Women's Health. January, we're all trying to be a little healthier, move a little bit more, make our plates a little bit more nutritious. And I finally finished this great book that I wanted to recommend. It's called Burn. It's by Herman Potzer, and who's a PhD, and it talks a lot about our modern evolution and how we have come to think about human metabolism, energy expenditure. So he studies both, non-human primates as well as humans in non-industrialized societies. One called the Hasda people, where he watches their metabolism and their energy and their walking. They walk more like 10 miles a day. He's also studied elite athletes, and some interesting things in this book, and the figures are just really telling that he talks a lot about how energy expenditure is fixed. So in our human metabolism and our evolution, we have evolved to be able to have higher endurance and bigger brains and more reproductive capacity, have more babies than other primates, but we also have unfortunately affected our metabolism doing that we have needed to conserve our energy during these times. And so he explains and does quite eloquent studies looking at VO2 max and energy expenditure in different areas of the body, and again studying these elite athletes. And he says despite the energy that we are putting out, our body adapts to conserve energy and keep a body homeostasis, and that is because we become more efficient at the use of the calories that we're using, despite our energy our energy outputs. And so this really debunks the calories in equals calories out, which we know is really not the way that we need to be thinking about our metabolism. So the second thing, which was, for women, is that when we look at body composition, which we're talking about so much more now, we know that fat cells burn less than lean mass. And we know that for each, individual, particularly when we look at females, there is, more fat cells to male of of the same size. And so this is, again, where our body composition might have been different due to the fact that we were having more babies and reproductive and having babies closer together and trying to keep those children alive. So again, potentially an evolutionary interest of keeping more fat cells on women's bodies. However, we know that when we look at body composition, lean mass burns more calories and is more efficient. And last, it talked a lot about in terms of our brain, particularly we've evolved to have a large brain, and that in humans really takes up about 20% of our basal metabolic rate and burns about 300 kilocalories a day. So thinking, as he explains in the book, is cheap, but learning is expensive. So I thought that was really great, as we're always trying to pick up new things and learn and read, especially when we're reading things like nonfiction books like this one. So I think the take homes that I got from this book are that you want to be continuing to be active, obviously doing things that are keep moving your body. We know that, again, energy expenditure is fixed. So even though exercise is so important to us in so many different ways, both resistance and aerobic exercise, and I tell all my patients this every day, we know that this is not the tool for weight loss. And I think many of the exercise physiologists and doctors out there in this space understand that. And then again, working on our body composition to maintain lean mass, also helpful. And then let's use our brains, since that seems to be one of the main areas that we can, burn increase our basal metabolic rate. I hope to see you soon.